Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Saturday, August 21st, at 3:25 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 638 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Police identify suspect after Mike Lindell alleged attack. Camping couple shot to death after encountering weirdo. In-N-Out Burger in North Fresno evacuated after man walks in with gun. MSNBC's Nicole Wallace says biggest scandal in the country centers on Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Pilot preparing for air show dies in crash at Pennsylvania airport, officials say. Miami Police Union posts picture of chief using same gesture that got cop suspended. CDC warns older adults, travelers in COVID high-risk groups not to take cruises, even if they're vaccinated. Henri forecast to be first hurricane to strike New England in 30 years. Marjorie Taylor Greene introduces more articles of impeachment against Biden. Department of Justice asks Supreme Court for last-minute stay over Trump's Remain in Mexico program. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Grace makes landfall as a Category 3 hurricane in Mexico, CNN. Police clash with protesters as Australia reports record COVID cases, CNBC. Indoor mask mandate set to return as FDA nears approval for Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine, Como News. John Wayne Airport in California briefly evacuated over security incident, suspects in custody, report, Fox News. Pompeo, Biden has refused to show leadership during Afghanistan debacle, Fox News. Haitian quake victims rush aid sites and take food and supplies, NPR. Chiefs at Cardinals score, Kansas City shuts down Kyler Murray, hold off Arizona comeback, CBSSports.com. NFL preseason Week 2 game recap, Washington football team 17, Cincinnati Bengals 13. NFL news, rankings and statistics, Pro Football Focus. Supreme Court pauses reinstatement of Remain in Mexico border policy, CBS News. California judge rules gig worker initiative utilized by Uber and Lyft is unconstitutional, CNN. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Mississippi poison call sore as vaccine skeptics turn to livestock drug for COVID-19. Maskless kids at school is like a deadly chickenpox party, Kentucky governor warns. Alex Jones InfoWars partner reveals his Capitol riot arrest warrant on air. AP calls on Florida Governor DeSantis to end reporter harassment. InfoWars host Owen Schroyer charged in January 6 Capitol riot. I feel used. OnlyFans made millions off sex workers' labor, then hung them out to dry. Dictionary.com offers perfect example of Jeopardy definition after Mike Richards' exit. Man who claimed to have bomb near U.S. Capitol held in jail. Orlando residents urged to use less water to divert resources to COVID treatments. Texas Lieutenant Governor falsely blames black people for state's low vaccination rates. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Police use drone to search for missing mother. Refugee services looking for volunteers. Nurse loses baby due to COVID complications. Iowans protest vaccine mandate at hospital. Father dies saving child from drowning. Exhibit returns to state fair with ceremony. Christmas tree farm site severe shortage. Veteran paraplegic skydiver survives accident. Nurse diagnosed with cancer raises money. Facing bus driver shortage, schools bring out-of-state candidates. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. Hurricane warnings issued for New York and Connecticut. Biden says Afghanistan evacuations aren't open-ended. The Congressional Black Caucus, powerful, diverse and newly complicated. Vietnam War victims seek answers on massacre from South Korea. America's Afghan War, a defeat foretold. Nursing is in crisis, staff shortages put patients at risk. He guarded Haiti's slain president, and he's the target of a drug inquiry. Athens is only getting hotter, its new chief heat officer hopes to cool it down. Why your next trip might be more expensive than your last. For volunteer umpires, Little League World Series in the pinnacle. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Main human remains ID'd as those of daughter of deceased homeowner. Dear Roy Murdoch, brace for an epic fail, Biden's twin messes, in Afghanistan, and at the border, could merge. Victor Davis Hanson, if Biden were a Republican, Dems in Congress would have impeached him, they should. Florida school board defies DeSantis, sets 90-day mask policy after heated meeting. Miss America 2013 Mallory Hagen recalls being ridiculed publicly, there is no shame in loving yourself. John Meehan's first wife recalls how Dirty John terrorized her in new podcast, I was scared for my life. Prince William, Prince Harry still have a pretty difficult relationship despite reunion, royal expert claims. Supreme Court temporarily blocks Trump-era remain in Mexico reinstatement. Ramstein Air Base in Germany prepares to house Afghanistan evacuees. Newt Gingrich, after Afghanistan debacle, Biden can't possibly protect Taiwan. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Saturday, August 21st. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Paula Abdul takes over CBS tonight starting at 8 p.m. Excited for everyone to fill a place in their heart after watching these shows. It was terrifying, moving and inspiring. Director Lucy Walker on CBS and documentary Bring Your Own Brigade. It's a big privilege and I loved it. Jordan Hull on Showtime's The L Word, Generation Q. At every level we are seeing exponential growth. Taylor Cummings on athletes in limited lacrosse. The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, The Daily Mail. Our boys' last stand in Kabul, British paratroopers desperately hold the line in Afghanistan. New Zealand considers splitting in two as the country records 21 cases. Cops brace for hundreds of die-hard anti-lockdown protesters to flood Melbourne CBD. Puzzle challenges you to spot the trainers hidden on a beach. Train spotting star Johnny Lee Miller, 48, seen playing John Major for Netflix's The Crown. Biden will leave for Delaware tomorrow amid Afghan mess, only spent 4 of 15 days of crisis in D.C. Electric trouser press inventor Peter Corby dies age 97. Intensive care unit doctor reveals 90% of COVID patients in his ward are vaccine refuseniks. UK embassy guards will be rescued, government U-turns. What is going on here? Tucker Carlson demands to know why top Dems have turned on Joe Biden. The following headlines are from the ninth most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. Hive updates, Taliban go, founder meeting fighters, religious scholars as group plots new government. China's Mars rover soldiers on after completing program. In Kabul, a fearful wait for U.S. to deliver on evacuation vow. Category 3 Hurricane Grace crosses over Mexico's Gulf Coast. The treacherous journey into Kabul airport to escape Taliban-controlled Afghanistan. Afghanistan's crisis underscores the U.S.'s shifting place in the world. Hurricane Grace strengthens heading for second hit on Mexico. Haitian quake victims rush aid sites, take food and supplies. Taliban hunting for collaborators in major cities, threat assessment prepared for United Nations warns. Live updates, we will get you home, Biden promises Americans, amid effort to speed Afghanistan evacuations. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. No IC logger, no sundowners, could you handle a sober holiday? Paula Hawkins, I wasn't interested in writing the same book again. I don't believe anyone is safe, drought rules spark accusations of racism in California outpost. Coronavirus live, UK expert calls for strategic booster jabs, anti-lockdown clashes in Australia. Candyman's Yahya Abdul-Mateen AI, black people are so much more than our trauma. This entire Midwestern town moved uphill to escape flooding, can others do the same? From Turkish lamb to corn dogs, Yadamata Lanki's recipes for holiday food. Gareth Bale, what makes me unhappy? Nothing, life is what you make it. Just got a puppy, here's what a terrier called Arthur taught me about love. Hadley Freeman. Can smart thinking books really give you the edge? The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. 5 good reasons for the FDA to give full approval to COVID-19 vaccines, analysis. Tropical storm Henri could be first hurricane to make New England landfall since 1991. Hurricane Grace strengthens heading for second hit on Mexico. Senators question Department of Justice funding for AI-powered policing tech. AP urges DeSantis to end bullying aimed at reporter. The latest, SF requires full vaccination for indoor activity. T-Mobile says cyber attack impacted more customers than initially thought. Killer whale dies suddenly at SeaWorld San Diego. American thwarted on trip to Kabul airport said he may wait for commercial flight. Watch, Flower Bros steal the show with hilarious wedding entrance. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Greece erects fence at Turkey border amid warnings of Afghan migrant surge. R. Kelly aide says he paid bribe for singer to marry Aaliyah. Biden warns lives could be lost in Kabul airlift. Afghan crisis, Russia plans for new era with Taliban rule. Turmoil in Afghanistan hits close to home in America too. Computer space and beyond, 50 years of gaming. Africa's jihadists, what Taliban takeover of Afghanistan means. Week in Pictures, August 14th to 20th, 2021. I play carom with my feet. How Afghanistan's media is changing under Taliban rule. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Puerto Rico has some of the best COVID-19 vaccination rates in the U.S. Here's how the island did it. Hurricane warnings issued as Henri takes aim on Long Island, New England. 4 dead, 5 still missing in North Carolina after Fred. Today in history for August 21st. Task force created to ID Americans in Afghanistan. More schools are requiring masks as Delta variant sickens children. AstraZeneca says antibody drug reduces symptoms. Latest COVID-19 updates. Thousands crowd Kabul's airport in hopes of escape. San Francisco businesses check for vaccination. U.S. evacuation flights in Kabul resume after pause. Biden vows to bring Americans in Afghanistan home. New England braces for first hurricane in 30 years. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. X. Angels employee charged in Tyler Skaggs' death supplied other MLB players with drugs, feds say. Orange County Sheriff's deputies apprehend suspect in airport closure, evacuation. Larry Elder draws fire for N-word comedy clip. Compton residents call on city councilman accused of election fraud and bribery to resign. Prop 22 is ruled unconstitutional, a blow to California gig economy law. Column, he's kept a radio vigil for Vicente Fernandez for 2 decades. Fringe California gubernatorial candidate under fire for helping assailant flee LA protest. San Francisco moves to suspend employees for not disclosing vaccination status. Calder fire evacuees find solace on church grounds. California's job market was surging before the Delta variant took hold. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Saturday, August 21st, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Montreal resident sentenced to 18 years in prison for buying African girl as sex slave. 9 members of the Afghan female robotics team now safe in Qatar. Pentagon contradicts Biden and reveals Taliban beating Americans en route to airport. 10 girls on Afghanistan's robotics team rescued. Biden assured allies in June U.S. would ensure Kabul's stability. Plymouth shootings, attack could be reclassified as terrorism over Jake Davison's insolinks. Kidney transplants to be delayed for unvaccinated patients until COVID crisis passes. Catholic officials on edge after Grindr reports. Teachers in England encouraged to tackle incel movement in the classroom. Deforestation in Brazilian Amazon hits highest annual level in a decade. Rain observed at Greenland Ice Sheet Summit for first time on record. Over 60% of COVID patients, in Tokyo, denied hospitalization. China to step up tree planting campaign to help reach net zero. India approves world's first DNA COVID vaccine. U.S. scrambling for more places to fly evacuees from Afghanistan as Qatar nears capacity. The next headlines are from Forbes. Forbes All-Star Book Club, Robert Smith reviews Standing at the Scratch Line. Why OnlyFans will never shed its reputation for sexually explicit content. New Orleans Saints amend ticket refund policy after pressure from state AG. COVID water crisis, Orlando urges residents to conserve water amid liquid oxygen shortage. Florida-Georgia line the latest ban to cancel 2021 concert dates due to COVID-19, see full list. Kylie Jenner reportedly pregnant with second child. What San Francisco 49ers Trey Lance must show us this week against Los Angeles Chargers. Crime wave, theft of catalytic converters is way up, State Farm says. Blazing new paths in quantum security. Delta Blues, consumer confidence retreats as COVID resurges. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Between worlds. The mutation that helps Delta spread like wildfire. Home seismometers provide crucial data on Haiti's quake. Gender gap in U.S. patents leads to few inventions that help women. Gene errors, electric cars, the week in infographics. Are 20 seconds of hand washing really necessary? Physics says yes. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,726,252,683 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. How to stream the NFL online without cable. Maya Rudolph and Nick Kroll on Emmys, working during COVID and how Big Mouth is keeping up with the times. CBS News Vladimir Duthiers on reporting with a broken heart again in Haiti. It didn't have to be this way. Angelina Jolie joins Instagram, goes viral after sharing letter from teen girl in Afghanistan. Kendrick Lamar posts cryptic update on new album, his final one for TDE. The Hill acquired by TV broadcast group Nexter Media for $130 million. Mike Richards' Jeopardy departure has Hollywood cheering. None of this had to happen. Billy Porter to direct queer teen comedy feature for Amazon Studios. Gabrielle Union's I'll have another exclusive. Florida Georgia Line cancels fall tour. Safety has been weighing heavy on us. Impeachment star Beanie Feldstein on telling Monica Lewinsky's story and being her bodyguard. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Demand for COVID antibody drug soars in hard-hit states. The Afghan army collapsed in days. Here are the reasons why. Larry Harlow, iconic salsa musician and producer, has died at 82. Appeals court upholds a Texas law that bans a common abortion procedure. Nicole Kidman got an exemption to Hong Kong's quarantine. We will get you home, Biden tells Americans in Kabul and vows to help Afghan allies. They're asking Biden to vaccinate the world. It's not fair, but it's not impossible. BTS and Garth Brooks are among the latest to cancel tour dates due to COVID. Highly vaccinated Israel is seeing a dramatic surge in new COVID cases. Here's why. Rain fell on the peak of Greenland's ice sheet for the first time in recorded history. The following headlines are from The Week. Biden says he's heard of no circumstance in which an American is unable to access Kabul airport. ABC's Ian panel begs to defer. The week's best photojournalism. Biden, the sheer desperation in Afghanistan is completely understandable. Biden vows U.S. will evacuate Afghans who assisted in war effort, tells Americans we will get you home. Nobody should go bankrupt for COVID-19 treatment, even anti-vaxxers. Solutions, Crossword and Sudoku, issue, August 27, 2021. Puzzles, Interactive Crossword, issue, August 27, 2021. Puzzles, Printable Crossword and Sudoku, issue, August 27, 2021. The Week Contest, Beast Battle. The January 6th plot that wasn't. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. A new book about a little-known West Texas power plant is important but dense. The next headlines are from Universe Today. James Webb's upper stage is off to the launch site. Astronomy Jargon 101, our process. Japan's mission to Phobos will also bring a sample home by 2029. Musk confirms how Mechzilla will catch and assemble Starship and Super Heavy for rapid reuse. These are the news headlines for today, Saturday, August 21st. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. A spiral arm break in the Milky Way. Heads up, close asteroid pass August 21st. The next news is from Politico. Just watching with horror, a photographer in Afghanistan on the eve of collapse. NATO ministers float Kabul extension for Afghanistan evacuations. Taliban kill relative of Deutsche Welle journalist during door-to-door hunt. Biden to nominate Rahm Emanuel as ambassador to Japan. Austin contradicts Biden, says Americans have been beaten by the Taliban. FDA approval of Pfizer COVID shot could come next week. Cuomo lawyer, spokesperson bash fairness of James report just days before departure. Appeals court leaves Biden eviction ban in effect. Kamala Harris to campaign in California for Newsom. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Australia COVID live updates. Heavy police presence as anti-lockdown protest plan to go ahead in Sydney. NSW cases continue to rise amid harsher restrictions. Spending on childcare is needed now to ensure kids have the best of care. Surely there are better literary heroes for our generation than Sally Rooney? Big boots to fill. Mark Cole-Smith inherits Aaron Pedersen's iconic role. It was pretty isolating. Why Hamish MacDonald left Q+A to return to the project. Difference of opinion. Duffy tells why he had no future under Griffin. Labor demands Uber shape up or shut down. We had to speak up for our friends, a little town that roared for a desperate family. I'd give it all away. Afghan-Australian Yold Hakim devastated by Taliban's takeover. Every night since childhood, Elizabeth has gorged on sweets while asleep. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. The Moneyest. My stepson bought a home with his now ex-girlfriend. It doubled in value to $400K. She is willing to accept $50K. Should I intervene? Disney is eliminating a beloved free perk at its U.S. theme parks. The big move. I'm an elder millennial with $2 million in investments but a low monthly income. Should I spend my savings to buy a home in San Francisco? Weekend sip. Is America ready for banana-flavored whiskey? Extra credit. Should top executives be held personally liable after the collapse of for-profit colleges? Financial crime. Not made in the USA. Defense contractor sold U.S. military American goods that were made in China. Extra unemployment benefits helped keep the economy afloat. Here's how much they boosted spending. The Moneyest. I bought a house with my boyfriend. I spent $30K on renovations. Now he wants to split the sale 50/50 because he lost the receipts. GM to spend $1 billion to expand Chevy Bolt Evercall to cover newer model years. Personal Finance Daily. How college closures affect taxpayers and students, and could a Peruvian bourbon and a banana-flavored whiskey be the next big things in booze? Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. PTAB access to computer cooling patents, upholds part of 3rd, Law 360. Sustainability, patents and investment trends, Lexology. What is fair use, make use of? Down but not out. Why a sign or estoppel remains important in the life and physical sciences following Minerva Recorder, Law.com. Bank of America nets record 227 patents in first half of 2021, Banking Dive. 5 best patent attorneys in Las Vegas, NV, Kev's best. Gender gap in U.S. patents leads to few inventions that help women, Nature.com. Vaccines and intellectual property, some things we need to know, Mata Masser. Lack of patent diversity means half the population isn't getting needs met, Economist, MarketWatch. UPL wins 2 prestigious intellectual property awards, another testament of focus on innovation, Equity Bulls. The next headlines are from Quartz. Roche's Actemra shortage is another argument to suspend patents on COVID-19 drugs. Zai's crackdown on wealth inequality has luxury investors scared. Psychologists say a good life doesn't have to be happy, or even meaningful. How to build company culture remotely. Biden's no job order creates quandary for nursing homes. South Africa's most popular languages are coming to Duolingo. Can unvaccinated people be charged higher insurance premiums? Why did the U.S. fail in Afghanistan? Toyota production cuts, costly wildfire prevention, 1995 Apple Watch. What a $25,000 first check is for Africa's female founders. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Sensitive data on Afghan allies collected by the U.S. military is now in the hands of the Taliban. FTC tries again with an antitrust case against Facebook. Chinese government censors back on their karaoke song ban list BS. Daily Deal, the 2021 all-in-one computer science bundle. Only Prudes, OnlyFans, the platform for sexually explicit content, says no more sexually explicit content, except for nudes. Google has been paying wireless carriers billions to not develop competing app stores. Why the EU needs to get audits for tech companies right. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Breast versus PSG. Kendrick Lamar. Kylie Jenner. Aaliyah. Paw Patrol movie. Atari. Trevor Bauer. Mike Richards. Hurricane Watch. Student loan forgiveness. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Merkel says Berlin has not pressed Luxembourg into rejecting broadcasting license for RT German channel. U.S. sanctions Russian security service over Navalny poisoning, targets scientists, criminology lab and anti-terrorist division. InfoWars host Owen Schroyer charged over Capitol riot. DC bomb suspect charged, will go through competency hearing after saying he's off medication. Democrat NYC councilman ripped after saying city requires COVID vaccine proof and photo ID to reduce fraud. Thoughts and prayers, Politico laments the lack of partying in DC after Obama hammered for birthday bash. Biden finally takes questions on Afghanistan, says Kabul evacuation one of the most difficult airlifts in history. Taliban called and informed me I should continue my job, mayor of Afghanistan's capital tells RT. Referee arrested after firing gun at match in Oklahoma following disagreement with player over red card. Ukraine looks set to unilaterally abandon Minsk agreements, Putin says, urging Merkel to put pressure on Kiev authorities. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Watch, Oliver North warns Taliban have names, addresses, phone numbers of everyone who worked with U.S. in Afghanistan. Liberal Utah teacher canned for going on pro-vax, Trump sucks rant, calling parents dumb. Buchanan, aftermath of an Afghanistan debacle. 90 policy groups call on Apple to abandon 1984-style surveillance tool. Jackson Hole Symposium moved to virtual event due to elevated COVID health risk. Details with no costs and costs with no details, Biden admin unveils surreal clean energy timeline. 59% of Gen Z investors admit to trading while drunk. Why the wheels are coming off. OPEC's panic bid rescues global stocks from worst week in 6 months as Fed taper looms. Goldman puzzled as options price in market shock similar to 1987 crash, GFC and COVID crisis. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Kenyan court rejects disputed bid to change constitution. India gives emergency approval for world's first COVID-19 DNA jab. Oil caps week with longest losing streak since 2019. What's next for Afghanistan's economy under Taliban rule? NATO allies pushing to extend Kabul evacuation deadline. Bonus edition, Afghanistan special. Biden vows to evacuate Americans and U.S. allies from Afghanistan. U.S. extends Canada, Mexico travel restrictions for COVID-19. U.S. issues Nord Stream 2 related sanctions on Russians. U.S. dairy farms grapple with high feed prices, drought. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Marsha Blackburn, Biden lied about Americans able to enter the airport in Kabul. Bumbling contradiction, Joe Biden promises every American in Afghanistan will get home but cannot guarantee safety. Defense Secretary contradicts Joe Biden that American evacuees can safely enter airport. Report, Americans beaten, 1-year-old tear gassed in Kabul chaos. CNN's Ward, extremely difficult and dangerous for Americans to get into airport in Afghanistan. Video, Taliban parade with U.S. weapons. Joe Biden literally says knock on wood to describe Afghanistan evacuation strategy. Senator Tom Cotton, Joe Biden faces a hostage crisis. CNN's Ward, for 8 hours I haven't seen a single U.S. plane evacuate people from Kabul. Joe Biden downplays state debt warning of Afghanistan collapse, I have all kinds of cables. The next headlines are from UPI News. Last lottery ticket in the roll earns Maryland man $100,000. Watch, baby shark born in aquarium tank where only females are kept. Watch, coyote wanders into Los Angeles classroom. Look, Apple II manual signed by Steve Jobs auctioned for $787,484. Look, entangled fox rescued from soccer net at English home. Hospital in India vaccinates 30,000 in 1 week, earns Guinness record. Giant African land snail found at package distribution center in Britain. Watch, Boston woman attempting to visit every train station in record time. The following headlines are from Earth Files, updates on Earth and astronomical mysteries. Eerie animal mutilation again in Oregon, the 12th since 2017 and even more since 1990. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Teammates in golf foursome score 2 holes in 1 back-to-back, laughing, swearing and high-fives all round. Teen thought neighbors called the cops after he played noisy basketball so much, watch the sweet surprise he got instead. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Saturday, August 21st. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Beamed up bridesmaid was cherry on top for Ontario newlyweds. Man alive and reportedly suntanning after authorities thought they found body in river. Dog survives alligator attack in South Carolina that saw its tail bitten off. Black vultures are eating cows alive. Now, farmers can shoot the birds. Wally the walrus to get his own pontoon. Naked man arrested after floating down Nolichucky River. The sheriff's office says he sang God Bless the USA as he floated down river. A January 6th defendant could go back to jail after the government caught him streaming conspiracy theory content. Nude man stabs second nude man on Seattle sidewalk. Sexually frustrated sea snakes mistake scuba divers for potential mates. Florida aquarium chair, dressing room video wasn't boys being boys. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Atari claims Soulja Boy does not own the company. Analysis, Tesla's humanoid robot might be Elon's dumbest idea yet. FTC lawsuit seeks to force Facebook to sell Instagram and WhatsApp. Italian dude gets a QR code tattoo to prove he's COVID-free. With this training, you can learn to play the piano, guitar, and ukulele for under $30. Master the ins and outs of QuickBooks with this 5-course bundle of classes. Twitter finally kills annoying feature that created accidental DM groups. Twitter's plan to let users flag misinformation only amplifies existing bias. Tesla's AI Day was really just a job fair. Bored mathematicians just calculated pi to 62.8 trillion digits. The following headlines are from Science Daily. How schools of microswimmers can increase their cargo capacity. We can expect more emissions from oil refineries in the near-term future, analysis finds. Can isometric resistance training safely reduce high blood pressure? Fertility, key protein helps sperm do their job in timely fashion. New fossils show what the ancestral brains of arthropods looked like. Biodiversity, land use, threat to and opportunity for bumblebees. Female and young walruses depend on disappearing Arctic sea ice for food sources. Cloud shadows cue many migrations. New imaging tool visualizes cell functions in a microphysiological system. Hundreds of millions of Africans lack basic means of preventing SARS-CoV-2 transmission, research finds. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Saturday, August 21st from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA sets coverage, invites public to virtually join next cargo launch. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Salt Lake City Mayor issues emergency mask mandate for students K-12. Utah Congressman wants Biden to answer for what went wrong in Afghanistan. One student headed to hospital after school bus crashes in Smithfield. Bagley cartoon, terminally foolish. Brigham Young University will require masks. For Utah Jazz owner Ryan Smith, golf is a safe haven, except in the bunkers at the Utah Open. Utah Jazz will open regular season on October 20th against OKC Thunder, close April 10th in Portland. Another 1,116 Utahns test positive for COVID-19, and 216 of them are kids. Jen Solomon, when personal freedom infringes on the health of others. Don't expect crystal clear air, but it won't be terrible over the weekend. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. WHO seeks best minds to probe new pathogens that jump from animals to humans. New Linux syscall enables secret memory even the kernel cannot read. Larger minority in US says some UFOs are alien spacecraft. The new WikiLeaks. Apple's double agent. Cloudflare says it mitigated a record-breaking 17.2 million HTTP/RPS DDoS attack. The world's largest computer chip. Rain falls at the summit of Greenland ice sheet for first time on record. We built a CSAM system like Apple's, the tech is dangerous. Google Calendar will let you record where you're working to help organize office meetings. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Man fatally shot in South St. Louis. Man charged with murder of officer who was killed on McKinley Bridge. Florida-Georgia line cancels nationwide tour over COVID concerns. Miles Mikolas to start against the Pirates after 75-game absence. St. Luke's Hospital visitors to show proof of vaccination or negative COVID-19 test. Movers carrying boxes from Governor Cuomo's mansion as he prepares to leave office. Metro East School District to comply with state mask mandate after probation. U.S. not meeting goal for evacuations from Afghanistan. Don't want to vaccinate or mask up at work or school? You might not have a choice. Many more Afghans on record-breaking flight than first reported. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Murder conviction upheld for Fallbrook man in ex-girlfriend's shooting. 87-year-old woman rescued from house fire allegedly set by her son. Recall front-runner elder denies waving gun during heated argument with ex. Scripps Health facing significant workforce shortages amid surge in COVID-19 cases. Hundreds of SoCal students forced into quarantine over possible COVID-19 exposure. Pure Water Program, largest infrastructure project in San Diego history kicks off. Hundreds gather at Balboa Park Vigil to show support for Afghanistan amid turmoil. San Diego County unemployment decreases slightly to 6.9% in July. Low turnout could mean recall voters don't fully represent California, UCSD study. Out at the park, Padres host annual San Diego Pride Night. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. Meditative Buddha Mountain gets 10th anniversary director's cut. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Saturday, August 21st, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. U.S. helicopters pick up Kabul evacuees, Biden focuses on rescues. General Motors recalls all Chevy Bolt models. Nexter adds political reporting depth with purchase of the Hill. Warriors issue fraud alert for single game tickets. Here's who Jeopardy! Host Alex Trebek wanted to replace him as host. Air advisory extended through Saturday. South Bay mother pleads for information on hit-and-run driver who killed her daughter. Homes remain threatened by Calder fire. Like nothing I've ever seen, firefighters assess cache fire destruction. Dozens of homes destroyed in cache fire. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Chargers place Nasir Adderley, Ryan Smith on COVID-19 list. DuPage Forest Preserve looking to draw its own electoral boundaries. Illinois records highest single-day COVID-19 case total since January. Search becomes a recovery effort for man who fell off tube-pulled by boat on Fox Lake. Mask mandate inside suburban Cook County public places restarts Monday. New stormwater fee will appear on Elk Grove water bills. New England preps for first hurricane in 30 years with Henri. Lawmakers schedule August 31st session on changing legislative maps. Biden pledges to Americans in Kabul, "We will get you home." The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Study, Washington ranked third cleanest state in U.S. Low youth immunization rates remain concerning for Washington health officials. Report, in July trucks sold the fastest in Seattle. Festivals, circus stunts, Jesus Christ Superstar ticket sales happening in Seattle this weekend. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Orange alert for Tropical Cyclone Grace 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 2.584 million. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Henri 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 2.858 million. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Amaze 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Linda 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Russia, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Burkina Faso, Benin, Central African Republic, Cameroon, Ghana, Niger, Nigeria. Drought is ongoing in Armenia, Azerbaijan, Greece, Iraq, Iran, Jordan, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Brazil. Drought is ongoing in Angola. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Saturday, August 21st in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. East End Barbecue joints unique sign to be removed after inspector's order. What should fans expect when another high school football season begins amid COVID? Quorum reached in Texas House, but 34 Democrats feel betrayed. Friendswood home targeted by swatting call, police say. Houston CBD shop giving away free products to those who get COVID vaccine. U.S. Appeals Court refuses to end CDC's eviction moratorium. Melissa Joan Hart, who is fully vaccinated, reveals breakthrough COVID infection. Shuttle provides $10 trips between Houston and College Station. Tesla's debut of new humanoid robot workers was anything but normal. Biden's pledge to Americans in Kabul, "We will get you home." The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. New Mexico hospital workers protest vaccine mandates. Edwards urges Louisiana parents to take COVID-19 seriously. Fact Focus, COVID-19 shots not forced on kids in Australia. The latest, Blinken says 12 nations to host Afghan evacuees. Texas GOP voting bill on fast track after standstill ends. NBA schedule for 75th anniversary season has nods to history. Cards Fitzgerald, don't have the urge to play football. San Francisco businesses start checking proof of vaccination. James W. Lowen, wrote lies my teacher told me, dead at 79. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Extra extra, bury your grief in a giant hole in Malibu. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. With 3 days left in office, Cuomo and his surrogates are still on the attack. After 2-year delay, MTA announces timeline for congestion pricing. A pop-up Ferris wheel is coming to Times Square. Legendary Tuscan butcher launches sandwich shop empire in Battery Park City. And years urged to be prepared as tropical storm Henri approaches the region. Germs spill from animals to humans all the time, even in New York. Photos, videos, homecoming week hits Brooklyn with C+C Music Factory, Big Daddy Kane and more. Early edition, he lost his job as the new host of Jeopardy! Who is Mike Richards? We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Where did we go so wrong in Afghanistan? Were U.S. war profiteers the ultimate winners in battle-scarred Afghanistan? Burkina Faso, UN chief condemns deadly attack on northern town, 80 reported dead. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Breaking, FBI clears Roger Stone, Alex Jones of Capitol storming involvement. Laredo mayor, we're overrun with illegals, so we're busing to other cities. NIT admits plastic COVID barriers provide false sense of security, could make things worse. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. No, Australian officials did not say they would seize and forcibly vaccinate 24,000 kids. Soccer player, Zaki Emery, died falling from plane departing Kabul. Biden pledges to Americans in Kabul, "We will get you home." Mike Richards out as Jeopardy! Host after past scrutinized. Does Twitter allow Taliban-affiliated accounts? Walmart Gale receipts are outdated. Did Boebert praise Taliban for building back better? GOP governors, school districts battle over mask mandates. U.S. struggles to speed Kabul airlift despite Taliban chaos. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. FX's Monica Lewinsky series impeachment not out to vilify Hillary Clinton or Linda Tripp. Porn legend Peter North's wife accuses him of rape and abuse. "I just want my life back." Final Jeopardy! What is a self-inflicted hosting disaster? Deranged MAGA fans family called cops a day before DC bomb scare, docs. Cryptic message suggests Kendrick Lamar might be done with his label. Grandma slams own daughter after baby's mystery death in woods. Save on brands that will get you active with these coupons. Biden pledges rescue effort, but won't commit past August 31st deadline. The internet isn't waiting for President Biden to help Afghan refugees. COVID is so bad even gun makers are ditching NRA's big party. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Tristan McKenzie can help your fantasy baseball team down the stretch. Virginia College says white men and heterosexuals are oppressors. How this blind actor became an action star. Most voters deem Biden unfit to be president, poll shows. Will there be a season 2 of The Chair on Netflix? The following headlines are from astronomy.com. The sky this week, view the blue sturgeon moon. Check out these Capture the Dark astrophotography winners. What would this cyclic model of the universe mean for the Big Bang? You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Elon Musk reveals Tesla is building a humanoid robot. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Biden vows to complete troubled evacuation from Kabul airport amid chaos. We have a mission to complete. Man killed at historic London cemetery in suspected homophobic attack, 1 arrested. De Blasio, COVID vaccine mandate for NYC public school athletes. New York politicians put out welcome mat for Afghan refugees. Cuomo attorney again attacks credibility of accusers, calls on AG James to amend sex harass report. New York area could see first hurricane in years as Henri continues to strengthen. Moving day for Cuomo as U-Haul spotted at Executive Mansion. Giuliani rips Biden over Afghanistan, says he's not sure if Trump will run. Lesbian couple shot to death in Utah reportedly told friends they were worried about a weirdo who was freaking them out. The following headlines are from military.com. At least 100 Naval Academy students cheated on a physics test. 18 have been expelled. USS Constitution honors Vietnam War veterans in harbor tour. Man accused of unlawfully entering Fort Drum, injuring soldier and stealing Humvee. Ramstein Air Base readies for possible airlifts of Afghanistan evacuees. Undercount, famous C-17 flight filled with more Afghan evacuees than first thought, setting record. Army won't press charges against Fort Sill instructors accused of sexually assaulting a trainee. No charges for National Guard's mishandled sex assault cases. Afghan officer who fought with U.S. forces rescued from Kabul. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Former R. Kelly manager tells NY jury he bribed a Chicago official to get phony ID for Aaliyah. Cook County issues indoor mask mandate as Delta surge pushes Illinois COVID cases higher than spring's third wave. Biden to nominate Rahm Emanuel as ambassador to Japan after months of speculation. Another new speed camera is set to start ticketing drivers in Chicago this weekend after citation minimum lowered to 6 miles per hour over the limit. Kenosha sees uneven recovery 1 year after Jacob Blake shooting and civil unrest. Like seeing in color after being colorblind, after 12 years in prison for controversial stash house conviction, Dwayne White tastes freedom. Illinois lawmakers to convene August 31st to make post-census fixes to Democrat-drawn legislative maps. Supreme Court rejects bid to halt Obama Presidential Center construction in Chicago. Marie Osmond cancels Ravinia show due to COVID concerns. Illinois COVID-19 vaccine tracker, daily data updates on the state's vaccination effort. The following headlines are from Phys.org. Biden backs anti-wolf protections but hunting worries grow. Here comes the sun, planetary scientists find evidence of solar-driven change on the moon. Researchers open a path toward quantum computing in real-world conditions. Study proposes new ways to estimate climate change impacts on agriculture. dispelling false claims of cannibalistic Caribs, again. Cross-pollinating physicists use novel technique to improve the design of facilities that aim to harvest fusion energy. Rare Cambrian fossils from Utah reveal unexpected anatomical complexity in early comb jellies. Food claiming to have wild mushrooms rarely do. Jobless benefit cuts cause lost earnings, spending in U.S. states, study. Efficient buildings could save thousands of lives in U.S. every year. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Saturday, August 21st, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. These citizen science projects are perfect for a new school year. Having nightmares about going maskless or back to work, you're not alone. Why we laugh at the most inappropriate times and what it says about us. This California company is making furniture from corn husks. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Diz draws 1-1 at Real Betis with fans back in stands. Virus surge means no fans allowed at home Hawaii games. Ex-officer sentenced to 25 years for killing suicidal man. RB Rashad Penny among Seahawks to watch in preseason game versus Broncos. Point Defiance Zoo, stop capturing wild animals. Vaccine mandate, readers say yes. Q&A, News Guild president on saving the local press. Governor's mandate will help keep all students safe. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. A Jeracy on Pedro Gomez and a life exceptionally well-lived. Biden vows to evacuate all Americans and Afghan helpers. New England braces for first hurricane in 30 years. Farmers face fines if they pull water from California rivers. Prince Andrew wants scheme to be named Prince William's regent, author says. Stalled Martinez housing development at former golf course regains traction. Bay Area smoke ceiling should begin clearing Saturday, but haze will linger, forecasters say. Biden to pick Rahm Emanuel as ambassador to Japan. As new San Francisco vaccine passport mandate goes into effect, many restaurants wing it. How San Jose could become the first major California city with water budgets and drought penalties. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Pentagon seeks to shift $400 million for Afghan refugee evacuations. Moderna mandates COVID-19 vaccination by October 1st. Regeneron, COVID-19 antibody drugs demand soars in Florida, Louisiana, Texas. Republicans push back against Biden's claims of safe passage to Kabul airport. Watchdog files ethics complaints against 3 Democrats over alleged improper financial disclosures. China calls on Taliban to reject terror. Bennett ripped for praising Biden's Afghanistan exit as right decision days before Taliban takeover. D.C. Circuit Court leaves Biden's evictions moratorium in place. Biden, U.S. has made significant progress on Afghanistan evacuations. House Republicans propose commission to investigate Afghanistan withdrawal. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Congressman seeking to relaunch Afghan war made millions in defense contracting. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Saturday, August 21st, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Crime scene back to social scene, Chatham Boardwalk project carries on after shooting. Illinois COVID-19 cases hit 7-month high. We are living in a very dangerous moment. Tears 2 for Marquise, tears 2 for all Chicago children shot or slain. James W. Lowen, wrote Lies My Teacher Told Me, dies at 79. Ed Burke's lawyers say Feds spent 4 years investigating him before tapping phones. As much as it could help police, ShotSpotters not ready for the courtroom. Cubs allow 5 homers in loss to Royals. With the Bulls schedule now released, the home opener is instant drama. Illinois Democrats may have opened legal can of worms with new fundraising committee. Few complaints as Chicagoans required to mask up, again. The next headlines are from the Times of India. Center stockpiling drugs to fight another COVID wave. Taxes on fuel trigger worry at RBI policy panels meet. Reports of reprisals, targeted killings by Taliban fuel AF fears. Empires founded on terror don't last, PM Modi. Cannot promise what final outcome will be in Afghanistan, says Biden. Jaishankar holds talks with Qatari counterpart on AFG developments. Onam 2021, wishes, messages, quotes, images. Government approves first COVID vaccine for children above 12 years. Biden, Harris under fire for Afghan fiasco. Pegasus, farmers, Opt's multi-pronged attack on Modi government. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Saturday, August 21st, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Dan Patrick blames Black Americans for COVID surge. Rice moves classes online again because of Delta. Texans 53-man roster beginning to take shape. Concura opens, Net Bar expands, the Loop Churros next week. Governor Abbott moves further to the right. Things to do, the best things to eat and drink in Houston this weekend. The year of the tall woman has been interesting. The next headlines are about world records making news. World record hopefuls gather for Floatzilla 2021, WCAD.com. Hospital in India vaccinates 30,000 in 1 week, earns Guinness record, UPI News. Swam Tokyo Olympics awards, Dressel and McKeon swimmers of the meet, swam. World Athletics U20 Championships, Sasha Hoyle breaks U20 110 hurdles world record. Athletics news, NDTVsports.com. Give her 50 minutes, she'll play 18 holes under par, The Wall Street Journal. Kharkivite holds the Guinness World Record, Kharkiv Observer. Will Saf and Hassan break 5K world record at Pre-Classic, Flow Track Podcast. Weekend plans, world record for bagpipe playing on Pikes Peak set in company star 715newsroom.com 715newsroom.com. Mid-Sussex Marlins, senior swim team set new world record, BBC News. Hassan's 5,000 world record bid to presage Eugene Diamond League meeting, inside at thegames.biz. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Like Marvel's Eternals, Funko Pops will never die. There's a coffee drinking figure in the nebula of this week's toys. Samsung is turning its smart home platform into a tinkerer's tool. Evolution deniers are finally a minority in the US. China just passed a major data privacy law, with a big, government-sized loophole. Astonishingly large coral spotted in the Great Barrier Reef. Pepe the Frog's creator got a $4 million frog collection booted from the NFT marketplace. Star Trek legend Kate Mulgrew is joining the Man Who Fell to Earth remake. Nothing will prepare you for the pro-gas version of Blackstreet's No Diggity. A tribute to Arthur's Mallory, master of the withering put-down. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Amra in Iraq at 116.96 degrees Fahrenheit or 47.2 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was University Wi-ID in Dome Fuji at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. U.S. sees jump in vaccinations amid devastating Delta surge. New Jeopardy! Host Mike Richards resigns on first day of production. Tesla bot is the company's troubled autopilot system in humanoid form. Google is killing Android Auto for phones, if you even know what that is. Tropical storm Henri will make landfall in the northeastern United States. Electric vehicles feature in 2022 World Car Awards contenders. Point-to-point Wi-Fi bridging between buildings, the cheap and easy way. Rocket report, Firefly completes static fire, Blue Origin gets HLS day. Intel provides more details on its Arc GPUs, which will be made by TSMC. Quake Enhanced re-release out before it's announced, with Quake 64, 2. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Watch Nicole Wallace destroy Ron DeSantis over COVID, the biggest scandal in the country. Columnist shames cable news for booking all the people who are wrong about Afghanistan to bash withdrawal. Watch, Trump supporters erupt in tears as Mike Lindell vows that Supreme Court will hear his case. FDA pushing to fully approve Pfizer vaccine on Monday, report. Watch, InfoWars host announces on air there's a warrant for his arrest for Capitol riot. Wright said Fred Singer doubles down on anti-vax stance after being hospitalized with COVID-19. Former InfoWars host charged for partaking in the Capitol riot. Dem lawmaker says Biden's bungled Afghan exit will cause a rise in veteran suicide. This is so crazy. Florida's COVID surge is so huge Orlando is facing a water shortage. Bomb threat proves GOP's big lie is still a big danger. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. CDC study, Black and Latinx adults died at startlingly higher rates during the pandemic. Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick went on Fox News to blame the COVID surge on Black people. Biden to Americans in Afghanistan, we will get you home. Biden's team erases $5.8 billion in student debt for borrowers with severe disabilities. I'll take quit in disgrace for $800. Texas Governor Greg Abbott banned mask mandates, schools pushed back, and won, for now. America's anti-vaxxers are getting more dangerous. I don't understand what the surprise is, how the West stopped paying attention to Afghanistan. Cancer Alley activists score a win against giant plastics conglomerate. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. UFOs, debates about a creator lifestyles GoshenNews.com, Goshen News. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Subsynaptic positioning of ampers by LRRTM to control synaptic strength, science advances. From a crime to a cure, psychedelics enter a new altered state, San Francisco Business Times, San Francisco Business Times. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Saturday, August 21st, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Senator Barry Goldwater believes aliens are visiting Earth, 1973. Help expose the UFO nukes link, former ICBM launch officer Bob Salas GoFundMe effort. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Saturday, August 21st, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.